Hi everyone, I know this is not a Cummins, but this is a 153 kg John Brooks Anvil that I got in, and the edges are really badly broken. They were really badly broken. So I decided to grind them down and clean them up. They have been welded at some stage, but as you can see, that didn't last very long. So I hope you enjoy this video and are able to learn something. As you can see, I've done these repairs with basic tools that most people would have access to.
I'm so excited, the sun has come up for us.
What I've done here, I've just ground down those old welds where they've broken off, just flattened the surface slightly just so that my weld can stick and penetrate nicely on some clean steel. You'll see here that the table is very well used and slightly hollowed in the middle, so I decided to just grind that down and reface the table. I really just focused on getting some of those lines out of the table. I wasn't too worried about getting it flat because I was going to build it with rod.
The chains have been broken.
I really wanted a more defined step over here, so I'm just showing you with my finger that I'm going to be building that up and squaring that off.
The cure for our nation is our generation now.
Here you can see all of my grind work is now done. I'm basically ready to start preheating the anvil so I can start laying down some welds.
We're breaking the solid, so we've been laying low too long. We open their eyes, show them our world is beautiful. Yes, it is.
On the video, this might have seemed pretty short, a short time to preheat, but that was around about an hour and a half that I preheated that anvil for. I really wanted to get it to about 200 degrees Celsius, just so that my welds can penetrate really nicely. Also just so that the welds lay down easy. I didn't want them to fart and splutter and mess around too much. Although I was surprised that these rods that I used actually welded really easily. I think most people with basic welding experience would have been able to lay welds down really easily with these rods.
Breaking the solid, so we've been laying low too long. We open their eyes, show them our world is beautiful.
I welded up the heel first just because my thinking was this would be the part that loses its heat the quickest, and also it really just needed 1 or 2 beads just to crisp up those edges. Those edges weren't damaged much at all. I lay the anvil down on its side and I just went along with a few beads along where I ground on the side of the anvil, so that when I tip it up onto its feet I can build onto material rather than trying to build on the side of it while the welds fall away. I was now happy with the material that I have on the side and pretty confident that I could build up a good bead on top of that material going up the side of the anvil, eventually meeting with the face and getting a nice crisp edge.
Deep within my soul, does it make me alive?
Over here I had basically finished building up the material that I needed on the side of the anvil. You can see the layers where it had chipped down the side of the anvil, and you can see where I've built those up on the side there.
You're pulling back on me, you set me on fire. The fire burns the street, love is a power to bring a city to its knees. Love is a fire, don't let it burn.
So this is the side that you have just seen in the video. You can see we've almost finished building this up. This is just my father laying down a few welds while I video him. You can see that we've also had to build up quite a lot on the side of it in order to have something to weld onto so that we can get that edge on the face nice and crisp.
Beggars and queens are all still human beings who just need a feel. In the pursuit of something real, taking me higher, higher love. Gonna lift me off my feet, taking us higher, higher love. Gonna give us what we need. Love is a fire.
So these are basically done. These are edges. You can see as I come to the side they're a bit more rounded and it's higher than the face of the anvil. You want to build up more material than you need so that when you grind it down it's nice and square. You don't want to have to weld at a later stage because then you need to preheat again. So now I'm about to tackle this step over here. I want to get that also nice and square. I'm not done with the step. I just wanted to show you guys how easy the flux comes off if you have your speed right and the correct heat on your workpiece.
Love is a beast. It won't stop till it's devoured us, so we are its feast. It's gonna bring us to our knees. Love is a fire, don't let it burn us. This love will guide us, oh help us see. You cannot hide it, it's gonna stand up. You cannot stop us. No, no, we set this world on fire.
I'm basically finished welding on the face and the step now, except for the hardy hole, which I'll come back to a bit later on. You can see the step doesn't look really great at the moment, but you'll see in part 2 of this video, once I've cleaned it up, the edge is nice and sharp and the result is pretty good. I'm now moving on to the table. I'm going to completely resurface this because this is the part where we had those deep grooves and it was a little bit sunken in the middle. So I just built this up completely, which took a little bit of time, but it gave me the material that I needed to get the result that I wanted in the end.
If I give off of the truth when I love on you.
So that's it. Basically all the welding work was done now. As you can see, I've done the hardy hole. That wasn't too difficult. It didn't need a lot of material. I would have liked it to have been more square. So I put the material in there so that I can take it out and get the result that I want.
Bring a city to its knees. Love is a fire, don't let it burn us. This love will guide us, all help us see. You cannot hide it, it's gonna stand up. You cannot stop us. No, we set this world on fire.
And that's it. Thanks so much for watching and we'll see you in the next video.